Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Hogwarts Legacy is making the news again because it looks like Resetera is banning discussion of it.
Oh, Resetera, shocker.
Shocker. You're not allowed to talk about this game, even though it is currently the highest selling game on Steam. You're not allowed to talk about it. Other media outlets are talking about it.
You have to make sure you clarify your stance.
Yes, you have to disclaim. You have to disclaim every article mentioning Hogwarts Legacy that J.K. Rowling is a transphobe and you're giving her money by buying this game. But the game's pretty good. But just so you know, you're literally killing people every time you buy a copy of it. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna talk about this, and it's not gonna stop this game from selling very well. Even the critics, the harshest critics of J.K. Rowling, are like, yeah, the game's actually pretty damn good. Damn it, we were hoping it would suck.
Just so you know, we don't condone J.K. Rowling statements and give money to these charities.
Just so you know. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Almost 290,000 subs.
Woo-hoo!
Thank you. We're like 12 away or something like that from it. So hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Helps the channel grow, helps us stay relevant on YouTube. And yeah, speaking of relevancy, I think gaming journos are making themselves irrelevant thanks to Hogwarts Legacy. Again, I thought this was going to be another Gamergate type thing. They
made themselves irrelevant a long time ago. This is just, adding to that.
Right. Now, it didn't blow up as much as I thought it would. I thought that gaming journos would, I thought that they would be a lot saltier, that they would, just refuse to cover it. But the thing is that these gaming publications are shutting down almost daily.
Well, not just that. I mean, you're going to be given copies to review, and it's the biggest, the hottest selling title right now. How good is it going to look for other companies? If anything the company does or someone who works there does, something that they adapt from somebody else does, they're going to go and smear it everywhere. I mean, you're going to run out of people that are willing to work with you really quick.
It'd be like if a new Mario game came out and they all decided in unison they weren't going to cover it because Miyamoto tweeted something they didn't like.
Right now they're all mad about Chris Pratt, but that's because of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about this. This is a video covering many things related to the ridiculousness of Hogwarts Legacy. First up, Resetera is banning discussion of Hogwarts Legacy. It was Reddit at first. There were subreddits you weren't allowed to talk about. Now Resetera, you're not allowed to talk about Hogwarts Legacy at all, even though it's going to be one of, if not the biggest game release of the year.
But it's not going to go well for Resetera.
No, it's not. Resetera is banning all discussion of Hogwarts Legacy, the upcoming open world Harry Potter action RPG in development at Avalanche. While there are certainly many who are excited about the game, others have called for boycotts in response to Harry Potter creator J.K. Rowling's
that's working so well. That's why it's number one. Over free things.
Yeah, now...
It's working great. Good job.
Now, what was funny, yesterday I saw a tweet from a certain individual who used to work for CBR, who has really bad takes on Twitter, gloating that Counter-Strike was beating Hogwarts. I'm like, yes, it's a free-to-play game. Of course it is.
That's what usually they fluctuates all the time. One goes above the other.
Yes.
Let me guess. Was it my favorite person, Anthony?
Starts with an A, yes.
Oh, hi, Anthony.
Yeah, he stalks us. He likes us.
Kisses with the middle finger. Mwah, mwah, mwah,
he likes us. He likes us so much. He does. Anyway, so I don't think Anthony's going to be buying
Hearts
this game.
for you, Anthony.
J.K. Rowling's transphobic comments are part of the reason why Resetera initially banned discussion of Hogwarts Legacy promotional materials in 2021. The forum also cited past comments made by former Hogwarts Legacy lead designer Troy Levitt, who uploaded YouTube videos that seemingly took a pro-Gamergate stance. Now that the game is nearing release, Resetera mods have decided to ban all discussion of Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, I think it's because they don't want to deal with it. Like either way, you know what I mean?
Right.
I think that's why they're doing it. I think it's gonna bite them in the ass a lot, but I think that's why they're doing it.
So Troy Levitt, who said 12 hours ago, I worked for Avalanche for many years. The studio always shared its financial success with employees via generous bonuses. Buying Hogwarts Legacy primarily supports the people that made the game.
How very dare you?
How very dare you? In fact, they've made sure that they're adding diversity and inclusivity to Hogwarts Legacy.
Well, the very fact that they just keep attacking this poor guy who had some comments he made back in the day that, you're supposed to forgive comments they make, but not him.
Yes.
If I were him, I'd be looking at some legal things. But that's just me.
Right. I mean, it's...
So they keep running with this narrative and, Well,
look at, so much of the drama that's happened in gaming over the last couple months has been in relation to this game. They basically got Troy Levitt. He wasn't fired. I think he stepped down because he knew that his team was taking a lot of heat because from
it might have been uncomfortable to work there until you agreed to leave.
Right. So he left. He was pushed out.
Which is funny because then they came for all of them after him.
They did.
And as soon as the game's out and the teams are announced, there's a lot of people who are going to be that. And I would just do not do that. Do not harass anybody on this game. They were just doing their job. Okay, but that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. So. Yeah, they're going to go through the credits. These people are going to go through the credits. They're going to see who worked on this game.
And who they like, who they follow on Twitter, what they've ever engaged with ever.
And it's basically the end credits of Hogwarts Legacy is going to be a blacklist of people you're not going to associate with
Good
anymore.
news is most people on Twitter don't have any power anyway, so fuck them.
Neither does Resetera. They think they do.
I know, right?
They think they do. But yeah, so he got pushed out, and then of course we had the communications manager, Limited Run Games, get fired
because they were excited about this.
Excited about it, but then you're gonna have to fire an awful lot of people because a lot of publications are talking about it. Here's the official communication.
Can't wait till they go to Universal and tell them to get rid of Hogwarts at Universal.
I know, right? Even if you go to Universal and you don't go to Harry Potter, you're still giving her money because they have to pay her a flat fee.
And stuff.
Yeah, flat fee every year.
So you can't go to Universal ever again.
No, so you can't go see Nintendo. Oh my God, these gaming journos went to go to the preview for Nintendo. You're literally killing people because that's also the home of Wizarding World that also gives J.K. Rowling money. Mm-hmm. So you can't go to Nintendo, guys. You can't go.
Super Nintendo World.
Yeah, you can't go to Nintendo when it opens because you're also giving J.K. Rowling money. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, those ticket sales, a portion of that goes to her.
What about the fact every time you buy books from the same publisher that she had, she'd never support any books from any authors ever from that publisher because they're the reason why it exists.
Yeah. So here's the official communication, right? After continued internal discussion, we began to start outlining the issues put forth by Rowling and the game in question. And each time as we discussed it, we kept coming back to the simple fact that Rowling is not only a bigot, but is actively pushing in her position as a wealthy and famous individual for legislation that will hurt trans people.
But they loved her when she's, after the fact changed that, Dumbledore's gay. But, hey.
She uses the money and influence gained from her success with Harry Potter to push transphobic legislation. Actually, I would argue that she tripled down on it because of the cancel culture. I think if people just let crazy old JK say whatever she wanted to say on Twitter without making such a big deal out of it, but then she's like, I am one of the richest women in the world, fuck you. And she tripled, quadrupled down on it. I don't think she would have.
But Twitter's also the place where, behead TERFs was trending the other day?
Yes.
Because any woman who, doesn't like being called a menstruating person is, a TERF by their standards.
Therefore, the mod team has decided to expand our prior ban on promotion for Hogwarts to include the game itself. There will be no discussion of the game at all. As a reminder, we do not allow for advocating or meta commentary on content ban decisions, which are decided by the mod team. Why is anybody on this forum?
But wait, you're not allowed to talk about the game because it actively is harming people, right?
Right.
Meanwhile, on Twitter, there's groups out there that are demanding that a female, like a woman convention, be burned, the hotel be burned down because women are in there, and they have identified these women as TERFs. Basically by saying, hey, I want to be called a woman, and that's bad because you were born a woman, but only certain people can be called a woman. Isn't that hatred against women?
Yes, there were some.
So wouldn't that be that?
There were some people on Twitter, including some comic book people, fantasizing about violence against Muslim women. I mean, just let that sink in a little bit.
Right. So
that's cool.
That's okay.
That's all cool. Yeah.
I'm not condoning stuff J.K. Rowling says. I think sometimes she says stuff that I'm just like, whoa, woman, what the hell?
Somebody take the phone away.
But I also am like, but if you're going to condemn that, then you have to condemn the other behavior, and you're not.
So let's talk about more overreaction. This is Tristan Cooper.
I saw this. I was like, what?
I was like, what is this?
I'm really excited you can pet cats and dogs. I mean, that's awesome. That's what I would be doing the whole game.
Yeah, so I thought this was parody at first. I'm like, oh my God, no, it's actually him. So this guy started Can You Pet the Dog, which is basically in video games that are supposed to be realistic, can you actually interact with the animals in a positive manner? And it gained momentum because everybody wants to pet the dog and the cat.
That's what I'd be doing. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
And by cat we mean an actual cat. Not pussy.
Can you pet the pussy?
No, that's a cat.
Stroke the pussy.
No, stop saying that.
That's like a VR game.
I started it, but
Yeah, don't.
I'm finishing it too.
Okay,
stop.
Let's just stop. So anyway, this is a guy who started that, and they released the Harry Potter film blue check account, right, with 3 million followers. Released video of being able to pet cats at Hogwarts, which is pretty cool. You can pet the cat. Right, and actually tagged "Can you pet the dog" in it. Well, he's not happy about that because he doesn't want to be dragged into it. This is a new low point for "Can you pet the dog?" I put so much time into something that people like, only for it to be absorbed into the marketing machine, benefiting an abominable turf.
Here I am, virtue signaling, so you all can see loudly that it has nothing to do with it, because I don't want to be caught up in the backlash of this when everybody comes after me because they tagged me in it and it wasn't my fault. It's clear. I mean, that's basically what it means, translation.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's clear folks worked really hard on this. The animation looks great, but in the end, the game lines the pockets of an awful yet powerful bigot who's at the forefront of the recent rise in trans hate. I just can't see how that's in any way redeemable. And I might even tweet that, like, nobody's thinking about this. You do realize when Super Nintendo World opens, you're not going to be allowed to go, right? Because part of the ticket sales at all Universal Parks lines J.K. Rowling's pockets. Mm-hmm. You understand this, right? So life's full of tough choices, right? Sorry to be unclear. I'm still the sole owner and operator. I was just commenting on how bad it feels to see official Harry Potter accounts tag "Can you pet the dog?" and use its established textual visual language, or meme, I guess, for engagement purposes.
I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it's not that big a deal. I mean, the site itself, it's not that big a deal.
No.
I don't think, we can't pull up Alexa anymore, but I don't think it's like a super hugely visited site.
So, I mean, look, games journos are playing the game. They're reviewing the game. A lot of them are giving the game very good reviews. But again, you got to get to the bottom of the article where they always put a disclaimer in here.
Oh, they did it too? Oh, that's the same one. That's the Games Radar. No, Games Radar.
Multiple outlets. I just grabbed a couple of articles. I'm like, they're all putting disclaimers in there. I am shocked that they're reviewing it, but I think they're being told to review it because people are looking for information on it. So here's a disclaimer from Games Radar. Although she's not involved in the development of Hogwarts Legacy, Games Radar acknowledges the role of J.K. Rowling in the creation of Wizarding World, as well as her publicly stated harmful views regarding the rights of transgender people. If you'd like to offer your support to the communities affected, consider donating to the National Center for Transgender Equality or Mermaids in the UK.
I personally have no problem with people being transgender. For me, like, if you want to be identified as a male or woman, a man or woman, whatever, I understand that. I don't get upset about it. What I get upset about is when I'm not supposed to call myself a woman because they're calling themselves women, which is also very insulting to transgender women because they want to be a woman. They don't want to be, separate, and then you're making them separate again. So you're actually that's kind of shitty as it is. But I'm not, I guess that they argue that I'm, like Rowling, but I'm not. I'm just like, I don't want to be called a vulva person or a menstruating person. Birthing person. Birthing person's offensive because there are a lot of women who cannot have kids. That are cis women, can't have kids. I hate the word cis too, by the way. But, but you can't identify yourself as a woman because they say you can't. That's what I get mad about. That's what I have a problem with.
Turfy geekles is what they're going to call
Probably,
you.
I don't
Turfy geekles. Yeah, that's a very logical take on it.
That's what most women are.
My feeling on it is I don't care who you are, who you love, how you identify, as long as you're not hurting anybody else or forcing your beliefs on other people, especially violently.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing that.
And then how come we don't see the same thing on, it's all with the trans women. Why don't we see it with trans men? Why they're like no one we're not seeing that you're not a man. You know what I mean? We're not seeing that. Why is it just women specific? We haven't had enough trouble over the years.
Well, I don't know. I'm a dude. It's pretty easy for us.
And I think if I was a trans woman, I'd be insulted because it's like, I want to be a woman. I don't want to be excluded more. And then they're mad about being excluded, but then they're excluding themselves. You know what I'm saying? They're segregating themselves out. And actually, it's not even them. Most of it's just probably activists that don't even identify as trans.
That is a common theme.
Causing them problems.
There are lots of cis white people, young white people pretending to speak on behalf of marginalized communities, and then you've got people from within those communities being like, "Nah, we're good. We really, really, really don't need you, Becky."
But you're an internalized turf.
Anyway, yeah. So I love this. This is coming a GameSpot, by the way. This is one that just laid a bunch of people off, right? GameSpot do this whole article. They don't mention J.K. Rowling. They did a whole separate article on GameSpot about Rowling's comments and how problematic they are.
Well, of course they
on
did.
GameSpot.
Are we surprised?
I'm not surprised.
I mean,
at all.
like, that being said, I think she does say things that she shouldn't say, and she goes too far. But sometimes I think the things, but like you said, I think she's doubling, tripling down because they harassed her about something that she said that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's it. I honestly think this is a vicious circle.
It is, and it's no one wins. Nobody wins in this vicious circle.
Well, Warner Brothers is winning because they're
she's
selling,
winning too because she's getting money.
Yeah, they're selling so many more games because of the outrage.
Right,
Because of
you
the
guys
backlash.
stop doing this.
Yeah.
You know, you really wanted it to not succeed. You did it in the wrong way.
Pretty much, like, you just guaranteed that this game is going to sell a lot. There are people telling us that they're buying it. They have
Multiple copies.
no interest in Harry Potter. I mean, this game might have come and gone and people wouldn't have really cared, but because it became such a political lightning rod, and these gaming journos keep doubling, tripling down on this cancel culture
Well, you know
bullshit.
what they are, because they get hits.
Yeah.
Like, even if it's to clickbait you to watch it, to read the articles or whatever, because they're trying to, you're pro, banning this game. They're using that to get hits too. It's like they're just using it to get everybody riled up so they keep getting hits. Much like we're doing this video.
Exactly. And then
I'm gonna own it.
I was gonna buy it. I think it looks.
No,
pretty
I mean
cool.
own this video.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna buy the game. I think I'm gonna buy the game. It looks pretty good.
It does look really good.
Just objectively speaking, controversy aside, the game itself looks pretty damn good. So anyway,
If you had to ban everything that was tied to somebody you didn't like, there'd be very little left in your life. Corporate America's full of shits.
yeah, some of the companies that own some of these mobile app companies, even SNK, I heard SNK is like tied to like the mafia or something.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things you'd be banning if you were banning everybody who did things you didn't agree with.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, and we'll talk later.
Bye.